What documents do you need to apply for a mortgage in Germany? Hey there, and welcome back to Hypofriend, your favorite channel dedicated to helping you buy property in Germany. My name is Christopher, and today we will be talking about the essential documents you need to collect in order to apply for a mortgage for a German bank. Let's dive in. So, generally there are two types of documents. First is the personal document, and second is the property documents. When it comes to the personal documents, these can differ depending on your occupation. First, let's talk about the general documents that you always have to submit, never mind your occupation. These include a copy of your passport or an identity card. Next one is your residency permit. This can be a temporary residency or a blue card, maybe even already a permanent residence. Of course, if you have a German citizenship or are an EU citizen, then you don't need a specific residency permit. Next up is a proof of registration or Meldebestätigung. This is a confirmation where your current address in Germany is. You will always get that at your local Bürgeramt when you register at your place. Then we come to the proof of equity. Here, of course, the banks want to see that you have the funds available that you want to use for purchase. What you can use in this case is, for example, as simple as a screenshot from your online bank. Lastly, especially when you're already a little bit older, the banks can also ask you for a proof of pension. So should a mortgage theoretically run into your retirement age, the banks want to know that you have enough income to support a mortgage at that time. The next section is relevant for every employee. So if you're regularly employed, you need to submit your last 3 payslips. On top of that, the banks also want to see the December payslip from the previous year or your Lohnsteuerbescheinigung. If you haven't been employed last year, then you of course don't have to submit that. Optional, if you have filed your taxes in Germany, the banks want to see a copy of the tax declaration and as well the tax return that you have received back from Finanzamt. Filing your taxes in Germany for employees is not mandatory, so if you haven't filed your taxes, this document is not necessary. Now, if you're a freelancer, there are a little bit of different documents that you have to provide. These include the last tax declarations. On top of that, the banks also want to see the tax returns, the Steuerbescheid, so the document that you receive after your tax declaration has been processed by the Finanzamt. Additionally, you have to provide a complete profit and loss statement for the previous year, or in German it's called BWA, Betriebswirtschaftliche Auswertung. This is to verify your most recent annual income. Lastly, you also have to provide your profit and loss calculation or Einnahmenüberschussrechnung. This is usually also provided by your tax accountant and shows the last 2 years of income statements. In case that you're a self-employed business owner, you have to submit mostly the same document as a freelancer. The only difference is that additionally to the profit and loss statement, you have to provide the full balance sheet. Now, let's move on to the documents that you have to provide for the property that you're about to buy. This can differ between whether or not you buy an existing property or a newly built property. First off, the new build. By new build, we mean buying a property off plan from a developer that is being constructed at the moment or in the future. The first document that you provide is the building description or Baubeschreibung in German. This is a document that you will receive from the developer, and it explains the construction type and also the building materials that are being used. Next up is the land register or Grundbuchauszug. This is a document also provided by the sales agent from the developer and always needs to be up to date, so usually no older than 3 or 6 months. The next one is the declaration of division, in German, the Teilungserklärung. This document specifies exactly how the building is separated into different units. Then we come to the dimension floor plan. This is a document showing all the measurements of the unit that you're planning to buy. Following the dimensional floor plan, we also have the living space calculation. This is a summary of the actual living spaces. Next up is the draft of the purchase contract. This is a document that is set up by the developer together with a notary and will be provided to you. Lastly, we come to the energy certificate or Energieausweis. This is a document showing the energy consumption of the building. All right, let's come to the existing buildings. If you're buying an existing property, then you generally have to provide the same documents as for a newly built property. The only difference is that you usually don't need a building description or Baubeschreibung. What you however need to provide is current extract of the land register, the Grundbuchauszug, which you will receive from the seller or the sales agent. On top of that, if the property is older than 30 years, usually the banks also want to see a list of past modernizations. And there you have it. These are the essential documents you need to provide in order to apply for a mortgage in Germany. Remember, when it comes to the documents, it makes sense to have them checked by an expert to review whether or not you're able to get a pre-approval. In case you need someone to check your documents, feel free to reach out to one of our advisors. The link is below. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more useful content. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time.